Hello, everybody. Another fun-filled Q&A. I do get a bunch of questions from people wanting to know certain details of, me and editing and the channel and what we think about things. And we don't do politics and we don't do religion and all that stuff. You're just asking for it if you want to start getting into those discussions. But one of the most common questions that I get, and I got a couple of them last month and I didn't get a chance to address them, is how do you, the question was just like, how do you take negative feedback, and do you getting positive feedback, does that affect you personally? It's a tough question. I know from the time that we're little, we always want acceptance and appreciation and thankful. Some people don't need any human interaction. I started the channel as a hobby. I'm not rich over it. It pays for some gas and it pays for the fees, and it really pays for, I pay for royalty-free music, I pay for licensing, I pay for the editor, I pay for some software. I mean, it pays for all that. And beyond that, a little bit of gas. We don't make a lot of money on the channel, and I do appreciate it. We make enough to make it worthwhile, right? You always get some of the common complaints that I get from people watching the videos is they see drone footage and then we put music in there and they're like, oh, I don't like that. Well, I'm like, well, there's no audio when a drone records. Now I have drones that can record audio, but there's not much to it when it comes to being able to have something entertaining, unless I'm doing a voiceover while I'm flying, right? And I can do that after the fact. I can do it while I'm flying. It's not an issue. But complaints other than that, they don't want any music. Some people will complain the video's too long. Some people will complain that, I don't know, it's a nighttime video, it's too dark, can't see anything. And, I get it. I mean, people are particular. I used to watch YouTube videos, and I couldn't stand that they had no stability, no steady, no rock steady, no anti-shake or horizon leveling or anything. And you would watch these people with a camera, and oh my God, you get nauseous watching it. So there's always going to wind up being people who make videos, and some people are going to like it and some are not going to like it. And I totally get it. Do I lose sleep over it? No. I mean, occasionally you'll always get a spammer and a scammer, and you'll always get a note, and there always will be somebody that says, hey, your videos stink and this and that, and you should give it up and blah, blah. There's always going to be trolls, and what they just say is don't feed the trolls, right? Don't entertain them, don't feed them, and what we do is we make videos that our audience wants to see, right? Not what we want to watch. So as long as we understand that, is we try to make videos that will entertain and keep people coming back and watching, then we'll keep doing that. And there's going to be people that will not like any of our videos, and then they'll go watch something else. Go watch Mr. Beast. Go watch, whoever. There are people that make much higher quality videos than us, right? Whistling Diesel, Heavy D, a lot of the other guys, they ride all the time, and it just turns out to be their lifestyle, and they do it 24/7, and that's fine. We keep a basic production value of trying to have people see what we do, experience the camera angles of all different ways and areas, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, well, then that's fine too. I mean, we're not everybody's cup of tea. A lot of times people want you to break stuff every time you go out. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not what we do. And if you do that, that's fine. If you got $3-4 grand to put in your ride all the time just to make $100 on a YouTube video, have fun. That's good. Do it. I know plenty of people do that, and there's going to always wind up being people that will have fun, not have fun watching it, and some want to ride with us, some don't want to ride with us. That's all good too. I don't lose any sleep over it. If my subscriber count keeps going up, I'm doing something right. I know that a lot of times people can alter their channel a year or two later. You know, if you wind up going to some channel and all of a sudden, you know, they're doing dirt bikes and then all of a sudden they switch to dune buggies. Well, you know, I don't know if there's much of a connection between the viewers that watch both of those types of videos. And that's what happens. If you suddenly want to watch wrestling on TV and all of a sudden Hello Kitty's on there, you're going to be like, what? I was waiting every Friday night. Ooh, rocks flying. That sucks. That's like the second chip on this truck that I've gotten. Hopefully not a chip. Either way, I don't lose any sleep over it. I would like to have a good amount of people be happy with the videos and want to stay and subscribe and want to watch more and leave comments and likes and all this stuff. And that's good. And if they don't, then I want them to tell me. I'd want for them to say, hey, Mike, you know, your videos are too long. Can you go back to the short length, whatever? And I try to do that. And, you know, I could probably make some shorter videos. I mean, I think that's probably my biggest fault as a creator, as an editor, as an influencer, videographer, whatever you want to call me, is that I too often do not want to leave good video to waste. Meaning, you know, I shoot 2 hours of it and I got to make a 6-minute video. I may miss some of the good stuff. So I need to be able to selectively put out what video in the final episode makes sense. You know, I mean, sometimes there's a lot of video that looks good and maybe it doesn't fit the story. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, washed out, dirty lens, whatever it may be. So, yeah, I would rather have feedback. I don't lose sleep over it. You know, when we have comments that are controversial, as long as they're not vulgar, I'll put them up. You know, if someone says, oh, that guy, he's a this and a this and a that, it's very different than, well, I don't like that guy. His stance to, you know, state trails is negative and he should really try to, you know, I mean, I don't, it doesn't need to be sugar-coated, but it can't be vulgar, right? Any other comment that comes up that has vulgarity gets filtered out automatically. So, you know, I'll go in and I'll look. Occasionally I'll see something and someone will say, use a profanity, but that was in a positive way. I do that on Facebook too. A lot of people will just say, holy shit, that was amazing. And Facebook will cut it out, you know? And the reason they do that is, yeah, it's basically because they cut out all profanity. So anyway, yeah, that's my story when it comes to getting recognition. I'm happy when someone says, hey, that was a great video. I'm also happy when somebody comes up to me at the park when we're riding and saying, hey, you know, I would never have found this place if it wasn't for you and your videos, and I like it, and this and that. And that's all great. That's all good. I like that. You know, it's not, you know, if I say it's an ego thing, that's great. But it's also good that, you know, it's also good that people go ahead and appreciate you for what you make. I do a lot of videos for people where goods and services may be exchanged. Let's just say, you know, they buy me a dinner or buy me gas or whatever, or items that, you know, maybe I can use in exchange for making videos for people. I do that. I mean, some people pay me to do promotional videos, and some people it's trade in kind, or it's a mention or this or that. So I would have to say that, yeah, overall, I don't lose sleep over negative comments. When they start getting bad, I'm doing something wrong, and if that's the case, I got to change it and make some alterations. But I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I know the channel is not everybody's favorite. Otherwise, you'd be seeing 1 million views there, right? We're 65,000 subscribers, and yeah, there's a lot of bigger channels out there, and there's a lot of smaller channels out there, and everyone has their niche, and everyone has their style and their fans and everything. There's plenty to go around. I didn't do it to become rich. I did it because it was a hobby. and it was fun. So thanks again. That was a Q&A on feedback, and we'll see you on the trail. Thanks.